Good morning.
Here.
Very much like to welcome you very warmly to today's very special event for us. My name is Ursula. I'm a member of MiA and in charge of the project we are going to meet today. We are very happy to have the chance, and I think it's the first time for MiA that a project partner introduces himself and the work in a Zoom presentation. And that we also come to know the young women from Cambodia who are scholarship holders.
Great. Thank you so much, Ursula. I just thank you for making this opportunity possible. It's actually something that we've been working to do to create a virtual environment where our partners, community donors, etc., can meet directly with the project. We welcome you with open arms. Okay. All right. So can we minimize that, please? Okay. So Lotus Outreach, we've been working since 2005 in Cambodia, and our approach is very long-term. Okay, thank you. So that's why I'm saying here, introducing our approach, meeting the rights for education recipients and project staff at our Catalyst residential home in Siem Reap. Our projects have been running, unlike many other organizations, our projects have been running continuously in 3-year cycles, one after the other. So we're able to start with the child in, upper primary or lower secondary school and take them right through high school and into college and through college as well. So this makes the project highly effective in terms of getting kids through education and into the workforce. So, Raxmai, it doesn't seem to be moving. Oh, yeah. So just to keep you in touch with the people that we're actually dealing with, here's a family in Siem Reap in the Girls Access to Education program. We give them 50 kilos of rice a month, and they're extremely happy to get it, and it allows them to be able to keep their kids in school. So I just wanted to bring you into create a warm scenario by showing you some of the actual people that are recipients of the program. So again, welcome to you all from MiA and South 1000 Coffee community. We welcome you all through this, but we are delighted to welcome all of you and your supporters and the 1000 Coffee community as well. And just in summary, last year, with the support of Lotus Outreach donors, we delivered 61,000 plus kilos of rice to 147 girl scholars and their poorest of poor families. And cumulatively, until the end of 2023, and very largely with support from Buddhist Global Relief, we've delivered 664,000, that's 6.6 tons of rice through our Cambodia Rice Education Project since it began around 2009. All of the young women in the program are demonstrably poor and have had to undergo a home visit as part of a stringent social audit. Students and families have to face a fresh audit regularly to check if their poverty levels have changed. Disadvantage is multidimensional, and it's important to understand that rice support is one of several strategies our programs employ to ensure girls continue in school as long as possible. Now, here's Cheney, someone that was during a village visit to the program. I took this photo some years back, and now she, after that photo, she passed to year 12, and then she entered a 2-year computer course, which then prepared her to be able to get into the workforce, and now she's working as a professional. So this is them in their village scenario, just to show you how it looks out there and what the kind of environment is, where the people, what they're living in and how they're living. And of course, they're eating rice support from the program. I just wanted to, excuse me, pretty dry. It's very hot here, actually. I just wanted to introduce you to the fact that we have like these multi-dimensional strategies toward empowerment. So our education, training, and healthcare strategies, we have a number of them. And so it's not enough to give a child one thing or another thing. So we have bikes to get them to school, school materials and rice support, so that they can save enough and they don't have to send her to work and keep food on the table. A basic high school education mightn't be enough to ensure a graduate gets a good job. So, but if we give her a university degree, career counseling, a computer and employment targeted training diploma, her chances of reaching full potential where she can support herself and her family over the course of a lifetime multiply considerably. So here's another a photo. You can see they're all bags of rice, 50-kilo bags of rice with all the materials that we give the kids, and including bikes on the side, the children with their teachers. We also have the teachers and the people in the community are very important. It's like a local education working group, make sure it's like a local community education committee that makes sure the kids stay in school. If they miss school for a few days, someone will go out and check. If the academic record is not coming up, they'll check that monthly also. And this ensures that the kids, we catch any problems that might be occurring as they go. Living with hunger. So like, it's very difficult for us, people like us, to understand if we live in the West, actually what hunger is, and it's hard to imagine that people live with hunger. So I've been visiting, hundreds of villages since 2006, and while there's been progress in economic terms nationally, poverty is still a big issue in Cambodia, and there are many families that still require support. In terms of the conditions poor Cambodians live in, as you can see from the photos, they live in these open-sided wooden palm leaf shacks. Their families are landless with a small piece of land, mostly rain-fed, on which they can only grow enough rice for 6 months in a year. They forage for frogs, crickets, fish in the wet season, and many are used to only 2 meals a day, consisting of rice and a vegetable with some salt and chili. And these people are absolutely no strangers to hunger. So it was really beautiful. We met Chan Bennett, year 11 student. She's in our Girls Access to Education GATES program. And she's also, her family, a recipient of rice support and also a bike. So we just met her on Friday for the first time. And here's a photo we took on Friday of her family. Now, she lives 9 kilometers from her school. She didn't have a bike. She used to walk to the main road, hitch a lift, and get a lift to school on another bike, so 2 up on a bike. Now she has a bike, she can get to school every day. Now they have 50 kilograms of rice because her father's an unemployed construction worker. So they're in very, very poor and very, very dire straits, and she's nearly dropped out so many times. She is really a fantastic kind of example of all of the girls that are in our program, and all of them are kind of this poorest of the poor background. So she's a really fantastic example of that. So that was nice to share. And here's the Catalyst Scholars. Here we are. We're actually sitting inside this building right now, and all the girls have got their rice support from the Catalyst program. That's our tertiary education program. There they are getting their rice support, and most of them that are in this picture are actually sitting in the room with us today, and you'll meet some of them up close. So I just also wanted to add an addendum that that COVID had a tremendous impact on deepening of poverty, and the country, and the poorest in the country are still recovering from that. One of the glaring examples of the backslide, descent into deeper poverty, a new form of credit where a poor family will borrow $100 and then they have to pay it back with interest, daily interest, at $5 per day until it's paid off. And this basically is an example of the sheer desperation of some Cambodian families who can only buy their food and their rice on a kilogram by kilogram daily basis. It goes without saying that rice support, along with a host of other provisions, is crucial for enabling these poor families to keep their girls in school when there would otherwise be no money even for food, and their girls would have to leave school and go to work in a region where exploitation and traffickers have made such behavior an art form. So into the job market. Basically, these are 3 girls that we put into a hospitality training 1-year course so that they could come out quickly and start working and earning. And then while they were working and earning, they were also enrolled in our tertiary program. So they were studying at the same time. So we had physics, chemistry, economics. All of these girls are doing really highbrow kind of degrees at the same time as they're working in this particular hotel, which was really nice. So we went and interviewed them and asked them what they do and how they do and all of that. And Lena, Kim Ling, and Simone, and everybody here knows these girls as well. There's also, just to give you another example of where the tertiary education goes to, a 2-year residential premium IT training course. We've been putting, we have 16 in training right now. So every year we put as many as we can through a 2-year residential IT course. So even if they come from the countryside, they can go into the residential, their parents know that they're safe, they have the residential care, everything is thrown at them, and they extraordinarily accelerated English, so that within 2 years they completely transform from village girls into worldly wise and capable professionals. Just another photo of Srey Ming. She's one of our Catalyst students currently. She's in her 4th year. She wants to teach, inspire, and be a role model for young women like her, which all of these girls do. So I just want to give you another shot of a girl who would, that was taken back in her village before she even ended the program. She was still a Gates Scholarship girl, and now she's on her way to professional outcome. So that's all of the Cambodia content, but I also wanted just to show you a couple of slides of the nutrition program that Buddhist Global Relief have been supporting in India for many years. At the Garden of Peace School, there are 225 children there that get 3 meals a day, guaranteed by Buddhist Global Relief. So it's basically a free school for village kids, and a very, very high quality school based on Montessori and other more enlightened kind of teaching practices. So I just want to show you a couple of those pics. That's getting their morning ragi. They have a morning ragi, they have a full lunch, and then they get a snack in the afternoon. So that's it for my presentation. So now I plan to hand you over to Ratsmai to give her presentation with respect to the Catalyst program and how it works. Okay, so you want to take the seat? I'll get out of the hot seat and put her in that. Okay. Could you just check if they heard all that? Is the volume all good and everything?
Hello from Cambodia. I am Ratsmai. So I'm going to introduce a little bit about our Catalyst project. As you can see here, they are our scholars in Siem Reap. Yeah, so basically, in order to become our scholar, to be accepted into our project, when we did a social audit, that is the first step, based on their poverty. So we received application from different provinces, and we do a short list, and then we go to their family and do the social audit. So based on that, if they fulfill the criteria of the poor and having commitment to study, and with the support from their family, we would accept them into the program. And once they are in the program, we also continue to support their skill trainings to build their capacity. So they are required to come and stay in our residences. We have 1 now in Siem Reap and 2 in Phnom Penh. So they are all resident. And at the residential house, we also install the internet. As you can see, we are using their residence internet for this Zoom meeting. So they can they have the internet for their assignment, for their research, for whatever related to their study. And we also provide them with desktop. We have 5 desktop per residence for them to practice their computer and do assignment. We also send them to study computer skill, basic computer skill, because since they are from remote area, they have never touched or heard of computer. But when they are in university, they need to do their assignment and whatever on computer. So in order to keep them up with the school program, we provide them with a basic computer course, and also send them to English school to improve their English, because almost all of them have very limited English when they started with us and when they joined university. At university, even if the teachers would explain in Khmer, but all the document, the supported document, the research and everything is in English. So if they are not, they don't have some certain of English capacity, it's very challenging for them to do their study. As also, in order to compete in this modern world, we also need some level of English. That's why we always encourage them to do both English and computer skill when they first start the university. And as we go on, we continue to build their soft skill as well by providing training 4 times a year. So far, we have given them trainings on leadership, smart goal setting, communication, financial education. So many things. And we also involve them or have them access to successful young leader, so they can have interaction with them through our panel discussion platform. We invited successful people, and then our students can ask them questions or interact with them, learn about their experiences, yes, and ask whatever question they want to know. And they also engage in paying forward activities. Once a year, we take them on study visit to different areas in Cambodia for them to exchange, to have an exchange in culture, in livelihood, just to expose them to the outside world, to expand their knowledge. So before going on this study visit, each of them would raise certain amount of funds, like $10. Yeah, usually we ask for $10 minimum. They raise it from their friends, their neighbors, and if they work, they raise it from their peer at work. So when we go on the study visit, we also attach a charity program. So we would, like this year in Thailand province, we went to kind of repaint the toilet and the library for one primary school, which is very remote from town, and also buy some study materials to give to small students there, and help the students involved in some recreational game, and learn about hygiene, like washing hands, drinking clean or boiled water, something like that. So the students, while they are in the program, they don't just go to study and get a degree, but they also paying back as they go, and they are building their capacity as they go as well. When they first came in, usually they are very shy. They they are very reserved, not talking, not opened up. But after joining several training with us, they are like very active, and they are very confident. They have also volunteer with other NGOs, mostly the youth organization, youth group. So with that kind of volunteers, they also get more first-hand experiences to prepare themselves for their future. So for the program, we also have a yearly or annual spot check, which means that once they are in the program, we will support them for 4 years. However, every year we will do the spot check to see if their condition has changed, if their family livelihood situation has changed, and whether they still qualify for the scholarship or not. If we see something like a big change in their livelihood that disqualify them from the program, we would take them out. So we have that mechanism in place to verify and to make sure our beneficiary are the right target group based on their poverty. Yes, and for the direct support that they are getting from the program, we provide them with accommodation. We also provide them with rice support. For the Catalyst student, we provide 15 kilograms of rice per year. Oh no, per month. Yes, for 12 months. And we also pay for their university fee. We help them to prepare for job market, like providing training on cover letter writing, curriculum vitae, how to prepare themselves to go to an interview. Yes, those kind of things, and also provide them with other trainings, link them to the other training outside our organization as well. Sometimes we see free training with other NGOs. We share with them, and they would join those kind of training. Yes. So, and most of them are also working. We don't allow year one students to work because it is the very fundamental year that they need to catch up with the new way of learning. It is completely different from high school. So we want them to focus on building their capacity in the first year. Just studying computer, studying English, and then in year two they can start looking for part-time jobs because they are from this challenging background. So usually they are in need for certain income to support themselves as well as their family. So we think part-time job would be okay. We allow that for year two student up. Yeah, so that's somehow, I think that's somewhat this program is about. We are building their capacity, preparing them for their job, for the job market, as well as for their social life when they finish university. Yes, so that's all from me. And if you have any question, please, I'm happy to answer that. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for your lovely presentation. So my name is Carla. Very nice to meet you. I was just wondering, you were referring or talking a bit about the job market support also for the young women. I was just wondering, like, how is your experience with the young women finding also a job in their profession or in the field they studied? Because you mentioned the like the subjects they're studying are really highbrow studies like economics or medical studies or something like this. So how are the job market opportunities at the moment? And in case they won't find something in the profession, is there any support to find a different job offer? That would be just interesting to hear. But thanks a lot for the great work you're doing. That's really inspiring to hear.
Thank you, Carla, for your questions. So from our experience, not all of them would go to work in their field of study, but some of them would, some of them wouldn't, but they all get a job or get to do something, like sometimes run a small business. But we have an example of our student who studied law. She, after her university, she worked with an NGO, ad hoc. I'm not sure if you ever heard of it. Human rights NGO organization in Battambang province. So soon after her graduation, she got a job as a lawyer with that organization. And then after some time, she is moved on to become kind of an expert on gender and development. And she is now like a team leader of her group with another organization. So this can somehow tells they did get the job in the field of their study. And we have many nurses who are now working in both Siem Reap province and Phnom Penh province, in a private clinic or in a health center with the government health center. So they actually did get a job in their field for those kind of specific job. And there are some girls who didn't get the job in their field, but they are, with all the skill trainings, the capacity building, they managed to move up to the management level very quickly. One of our girls did agriculture, but then after her course, she went to work for a logistic company and managed to become a supervisor with a few subordinates or like people under her. So with all these skills and capacity that she's been through the program, she is capable of moving fast and get into whatever position they kind of aspire to. I think that's what we have seen so far. And if Glenn has anything to add.
Oh, no, I just wanted to say that a lot of the students who do, chemistry and those kind of highbrow subjects, they're aiming actually at teaching. So they teach in, they can teach in high school and they can teach in university once they've become capable of, go through the process of the teaching process. They might have to do some extra study, but basically the highbrow subjects sometimes convert to the teaching environment. I just wanted to add that. And also, as Rexmay was saying, altogether, it's the capability, the capability of these students. Actually, the Cambodia market, job market, it's quite good. It's, it's kind of, you might be surprised. I'm sometimes surprised because I live in India. So I've been there 25 years, and with our students in India, it's a much different and much more difficult scenario for us to get through, to close the loop when it comes to employment outcomes. But here in Cambodia, it's a new country. It's a small environment, new country since Khmer Rouge, I'm saying. It's a kind of a small place where you can kind of easily get access to things somehow in a small country. So yeah, altogether, it's we can say that all of our students have got a job, and many of them have got jobs in their chosen field or in fields which are, as Rexmay was saying, convertible to whatever their aspirations are, because they're just so capable. Thank you for the question.
Thank you a lot for this very helpful answer. Thanks a lot.
Anything else? Or shall we move on to our students?
Do you have anything more?
Okay, so we'll move on to the student interaction.
Yes.
Which should be very, very interesting. Okay.
Let's meet our scholar. That one. Don't think you're okay.
Hello, my name is Sothwan. I'm 25 years old. I'm study at Berkeley University. I'm for senior student, and my manager is the marketing.
ចឹងហើយអាចប្រាប់ពីជីវិតអនឡាញទៅយើងទៅស្អីទៅលើពីមុនមកជាខ្មែរ So from here on she is going to share her life story in Khmer and I will translate that
កាលពីខ្ញុំអត់ទាន់ចូលក្នុងគម្រោងវិទ្យាល័យគ្រូសាខ្ញុំគឺពិបាកខ្លាំងមែនតើគ្រូសាខ្ញុំត្រូវរស់នៅបែកគ្នាម៉ែខ្ញុំត្រូវទៅរកស៊ីនៅប្រទេសថៃហើយនៅផ្ទះគឺខ្ញុំនៅជាមួយនឹងយាយហើយនឹងប្អូនស្រីមុនបងប្រុសម្នាក់ទៀត
Okay. So she actually got into our program since she was in high school. We have another program called Gate, supporting high school students. So before she was supported by the program, her life was very difficult because her parents couldn't stay with her. They had to migrate to work in Thailand to support the family. So she was raised by her grandmother. Yes. Since she was in grade 6.
ហើយកាលនោះខ្ញុំត្រូវរៀនបឋមនិងអនុវិទ្យាល័យនោះគឺខ្ញុំត្រូវដើរស៊ីឈ្នួលគេស៊ីឈ្នួលហ្នឹងគឺពេលខ្លះខ្ញុំអត់បានទៅរៀនទេដោយសារខ្ញុំត្រូវស៊ីឈ្នួលគេហើយស៊ីឈ្នួលស្ទង់ដកគេហ្នឹងគឺខ្ញុំអត់យកលុយទេតែខ្ញុំដូរយកជាអង្គក្នុងមួយថ្ងៃខ្ញុំបានតែ1គីឡូទៅ1គីឡូកន្លះ
So since she was in primary school and lower secondary school, she had to work to help her family. She did labor work and in exchange for rice, not in exchange for salary or wage, but for rice. She got only 1 kilogram of rice per day for in exchange of her work. And sometimes she had to miss school as well because of that.
ហើយអំឡុងពេលហ្នឹងគឺភាគច្រើនខ្ញុំអត់បានទៅរៀនច្រើនដោយសារខ្ញុំត្រូវទុំខ្ញុំជាម្នាក់នៅក្នុងគ្រួសារទទួលបន្ទុកក្នុងគ្រួសារដើម្បីចិញ្ចឹមយាយម្នាក់ហើយនឹងប្អូនស្រីហើយត្រូវដើរស៊ីឈ្នួលគេទាំងរហូតទៅអាយុមិនចូលផ្ទះទៅយើងនៅហាក្តៅហាភ្លៀងជួនកាលពេលខ្លះគឺជាមកស៊ីឈ្នួលទាំងអត់បាយអត់ទឹកទៀត
Okay.
កាលហ្នឹងគឺហើយនឹងពេលត្រឡប់មកផ្ទះវិញយើងត្រូវដាំដំណាំលក់ដើម្បីបានលុយទិញមកហូប
When I go see children, see children again.
ស៊ីឈ្នួលគឺខ្ញុំទៅស្ទុំហើយនឹងដកស្នាមគេ
Yes. So she said that she was one of the income earners or the supporter of the family because she had to support her grandmother and a younger sibling. So sometimes she work in the rice field, planting or harvesting whatever job available in the rice field. She would do from early morning until night time or late evening. And also when she got back home, she had to plant vegetables around the house to sell at the market as well. So she was able to support the other two members in the family.
ហើយសម្រាប់ការស៊ីឈ្នួលរបស់ខ្ញុំក្នុងមួយថ្ងៃអង្គហ្នឹងគឺខ្ញុំទទួលបានគឺពុកកងបានតាមួយថ្ងៃជួនកាលបានពេលព្រឹកខ្វះពេលញ៉ាំជួនកាលបានពេញមួយថ្ងៃ
So sometimes she didn't have food to eat either when she went to do the labor work. And for the rice that she got from her work could support only one day or sometimes could support only half a meal, if for support only one meal morning, either morning or evening, not even enough for one full day.
ហើយសម្រាប់ក្រៅពីខ្ញុំទៅស៊ីឈ្នួលស្ទូងរបស់គេចូលដល់ខែក្តៅគឺអាខែយើងច្រូតហ្នឹងគឺយើងត្រូវដើររើសពូស្រូវហ្នឹងដើម្បីបានហើយយើងយកទៅលក់ដើម្បីយកលុយថែមទៀតហើយសម្រាប់ថ្ងៃសៅរ៍និងថ្ងៃអាទិត្យគឺខ្ញុំត្រូវដើររើសដូចលៀមមកគោអីអញ្ចឹងគឺដើម្បីយកទៅលក់យកលុយដែរ
So in harvesting season, she would go to the rice field, pick this rice grain, from the field to sell. After the harvest, some of the grain was left in the field, so she would collect them to sell. And sometimes she would also collect the cow dung, to sell or to put in her vegetable garden as well.
ហើយរហូតដល់ខ្ញុំចូលដល់វិទ្យាល័យខ្ញុំទៅខ្ញុំទទួលជំនួយនឹងតាំងពីខ្ញុំរៀននៅបាត់ធំរហូតដល់ពេលហ្នឹងខ្ញុំទទួលបានជំនួយនឹងមកគ្រូសាស្ត្ររបស់ខ្ញុំបានទូធាមកកម្រិតដោយសារតែខ្ញុំទទួលបានកក្នុងមួយខែ50គីឡូអញ្ចឹងវាធ្វើឲ្យគ្រួសារខ្ញុំមិនសូវវេទនាមិនសូវពិបាកដូចមុនដោយយើងមិនចាំបាច់ទៅស៊ីឈ្នួលយកអង្គគេទេតែយើងនៅតែទៅស៊ីឈ្នួលគេដើម្បីយកលុយមកទិញម្ហូប
So she was accepted into our scholarship program when she was in grade 6. Back then she received 50 kilograms of rice per month. So it was enough for supporting the whole family, and which make her life not as miserable as before. She still had to go to work, but this time in exchange for some income, not just in exchange for rice. Yes.
ពីតាំងពីខ្ញុំទទួលបានកនឹងមកការចំណាយចាយវាយអីក៏មិនសូវចំណាយអីច្រើនដែរព្រោះអីនៅផ្ទះយើងមានបន្លែមានអីស្រាប់អញ្ចឹងគឺយើងចំណាយទៅលើទិញតែត្រីសាច់អីម្ហូបឬមួយចង្កានយើងញ៉ាំតែបន្លែទៅទេសំខាន់ឲ្យតែយើងបានកដាំបាយ
So after receiving the scholarship, her life was a bit better because she didn't have to spend on buying rice. She would just sometimes buy some fish to eat with rice, or just use her own vegetable from the garden to eat with rice. The most important thing is she had rice to eat. And then the food is not as important. They can just get it from surrounding the house.
និយាយរំទៅសម្រាប់អង្គក្នុងមួយខែដែលខ្ញុំទទួលបាន50គីឡូហ្នឹងគឺវាមានន័យសម្រាប់គ្រួសារខ្ញុំខ្លាំងមែនតើបានចាំគ្រួសារខ្ញុំទាំងមូលហើយធ្វើឲ្យគ្រួសារយើងមិនសូវពិបាកជួនកាលទទួលបានអង្គហ្នឹងយើងអត់មានម្ហូបញ៉ាំក៏យើងមានបាយយើងញ៉ាំទៅទេក៏បានដែរ
So the rice support meant a lot to her and her family because in order to survive, just rice would be enough. Sometimes they didn't even have food to go with, but they still survive. They just eat the rice.
ចាហើយសម្រាប់អង្គដែលបានឧបត្ថម្ភនឹងគឺមិនមែនចិញ្ចឹមតែជីវិតខ្ញុំតែម្នាក់ទេគឺជួយចិញ្ចឹមបន្តជីវិតឲ្យគ្រួសាររបស់ខ្ញុំហួសបន្តទៅមុខទៀតបាន
And that rice support didn't just support her, but her whole family to survive.
ចាហើយសម្រាប់ចប់គម្រោងនៅវិទ្យាល័យខ្ញុំក៏ទទួលបាននៅអាហារូបករណ៍មួយទៀតចូលនៅក្នុងគម្រោង Catalyst នៅសាកលវិទ្យាល័យមួយគម្រោងទៀតអញ្ចឹងការដែលខ្ញុំទទួលបានអង្គនៅក្នុងគម្រោងសាកលវិទ្យាល័យគឺអានោះក្នុងមួយខែ 5-10 គីឡូគឺវាគ្រប់គ្រាន់សម្រាប់ខ្ញុំមែនតើ
And after high school, she was admitted into our Catalyst program as well to study at university for 4 years. And while she is in the program, she continued to receive 15 kilograms of rice. No, 15 kilograms of rice per month, which is enough. Which is what is it? Yes, enough for her. Yes.
សម្រាប់ ក្នុងមួយខែហ្នឹងគឺជួយកាត់បន្ថយការចំណាយខ្ញុំច្រើនមែនតើដោយខ្ញុំមិនចាំបាច់ចំណាយលុយទៅការទិញអង្គហ្នឹងយកមកញ៉ាំទេដោយសារតែមានខាងគម្រោងហ្នឹងជួយឧបត្ថម្ភខ្ញុំអញ្ចឹងគឺដូចជាថាបន្តជីវិតឲ្យខ្ញុំដើរទៅមុខទៀត
So it helps a lot in reducing the her daily expense and also to it's like to how to say to sustain her life or to keep her living on. Yes.
ហើយចិត្តចូលដល់បងប្អូនខ្ញុំអត់
ថ្ងៃក្រោយផែនការយើង
ហើយសម្រាប់ផែនការអនាគតរបស់ខ្ញុំខ្ញុំទទួលបានការងារល្អហើយអនាគតទៅខ្ញុំចង់មាន business របស់ខ្លួនឯងហើយទទួលបានប្រាក់ខែសមរម្យនឹងចំណេះដែលខ្ញុំមាន
business អីគេ business អីគេ
business បើខាងលក់នំនេះសាខ្ញុំចំណេះលក់នំចា៎
Okay, so now she is sharing about her future plan. She wants to run a small business, a bakery business, because she used to get skill training in pastry baking, and she is working at a bakery now, making cakes and pastry and everything. So she has a lot of experience in that area. So she wants to have her own business after her university. Yes. That's all from her.
អរគុណច្រើនសម្រាប់ការជួយsupportខ្ញុំតាំងពីខ្ញុំបាក់ធំរហូតដល់ខ្ញុំសាកលវិទ្យាល័យបើសិនជាគ្មានគម្រោងមួយនេះទេគឺខ្ញុំមិនអាចឈានដល់ចំណុចនេះហើយគឺខ្ញុំមិនបានរៀនតរហូតដល់ស្មារតីដែរហើយបន្តគម្រោងរហូតទៅដល់នឹងសាកលវិទ្យាល័យទៀត
So she would like to thank for supporting her since primary school until now. Without this support, she wouldn't have come this far. She wouldn't have studying at university and on her way to a better future. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will have our second student to share. Lina will speak English. You want the one who can speak English or what? Okay, so we are concerning about time, so we are thinking whether we should share just 2 cases or 3 as planned. Yes, please let us know. You want to hear from 3 people or 3 students or 2?
3 students are fine. It's so moving to hear you, to come to know you.
Thank you. ចឹង 3 នាក់ដដែលចឹងនិយាយមក Yes, we can.
ជម្រាបសួរអ្នកខ្ញុំឈ្មោះសៀស៊ីនូនតែពីស្រុកខ្មែរណាអ្នកខ្ញុំឈ្មោះសៀស៊ីនូនអ្នកខ្ញុំមានអាយុ24ឆ្នាំអ្នកខ្ញុំរស់នៅខាងភូមិបោះកោស្រុកជាកែងខាងខេត្តសៀមរាបសប្តាហ៍អ្នកខ្ញុំរៀននៅសាកលវិទ្យាល័យ Betreuung ឆ្នាំទី2ជំនាន់2 Make accounting.
So she prefers speaking in Khmer the whole conversation. Her name is Sinun. Please let all 3, thank you. So her name is Sinun. She is 24 years old and she is a second-year student in accounting, and she is from Siem Reap province. Okay.
ខ្ញុំចង់និយាយពីជីវិតកាលពីអនុវិទ្យាល័យលឿនតិចទៀតខ្ញុំចង់និយាយពីជីវិតនៅវិទ្យាល័យដែលមុនខ្ញុំទទួលបានអង្គការនៅវិទ្យាល័យនៅខ្ញុំជាសិស្សម្នាក់ដែលមកពីស្រុកឆ្ងាយហើយបានមករៀនបន្តនៅខាងកំពង់ក្ដីដោយការនោះ នាងខ្ញុំមករស់នៅជាមួយនឹងអ៊ំម្នាក់ដែលគាត់បានផ្ដល់កន្លែងឲ្យខ្ញុំមករៀនហើយកាលហ្នឹងនាងខ្ញុំជាគ្រូសាស្ត្រម្នាក់ដែលអត់ហើយត្រូវបាត់បង់ម្ដាយទៀតធ្វើឲ្យគ្រួសាររបស់ខ្ញុំមានការខ្វះខាតជាខ្លាំង
So when she was in high school, she had to stay away from her family because the school is very far from her home, which she can travel back and forth every day. She came to stay closer to school with someone she knows from her village, and her life was very difficult because at that time she also lost her mother.
អង្គការហ្នឹងស្រុកកណ្ដាប់ខ្ញុំចិត្តទឹកហើយនៅឆ្នាំហ្នឹងលក្ខណៈថាទឹកទន្លេវាឡើងមកធ្វើឲ្យលិចរហូតលិចស្រូវដូចជាខ្សែចំការរបស់យើងតែងតែធ្វើដើម្បីទទួលបានផលហើយរហូតទៅដល់លិចចូលភូមិធ្វើឲ្យត្រាំត្រែយូររហូតដល់កន្លះខែធ្វើឲ្យស្រូវដែលយើងរយៈពេលដែលវាកំពុងតែខ្ចីលូតលាស់វាធ្វើឲ្យវារលួយវិញហើយគ្រួសារខ្ញុំមានស្រែតិចតួចជួលគេសម្រាប់ធ្វើប៉ុន្តែដល់ពេលវាហ្នឹងវាធ្វើឲ្យទឹកហ្នឹងក៏បានមកលិចអស់អញ្ចឹងធ្វើឲ្យគ្រួសាររបស់ខ្ញុំលក្ខណៈថាអត់មានអង្គអត់មានស្រូវសម្រាប់គិតគូរឬអង្គសម្រាប់គិតគូរក្នុងគ្រួសាររយៈពេល1ឆ្នាំ
And her house is near a lake, and at one point in rainy season the water came too much and it flooded her village and her house and her rice field. Actually she doesn't have a rice field, but her family rent a farmland so they can plant rice. However, the flood came and it destroyed all the rice that they were growing, and the flood lasted for 2 weeks. So they didn't have rice for the whole year. They didn't have rice to eat for the whole year due to that.
កាលនោះខ្ញុំរៀននៅវិទ្យាល័យក៏ខ្ញុំទទួលបានអាហារូបករណ៍មួយដែលមានឈ្មោះថា CWCC ដែលគាត់ជួយឧបត្ថម្ភខ្ញុំក្នុងមួយខែ50គីឡូពេលហ្នឹងអារម្មណ៍របស់ខ្ញុំគឺសប្បាយចិត្តជាខ្លាំងព្រោះអីខ្ញុំមិនដែលបានទទួលបានអាហារូបករណ៍មួយដែលជួយជាអង្គដល់គ្រួសាររបស់ខ្ញុំហើយមិនត្រឹមតែប៉ុណ្ណឹងទេធ្វើឲ្យគ្រួសាររបស់ខ្ញុំទាំងមូលគាត់ក៏ត្រេកអរសប្បាយចិត្តជាមួយខ្ញុំដែរដែលកូនទទួលបានអាហារូបករណ៍មួយដែលជួយអង្គរយៈពេលក្នុងមួយខែទទួលបាន50គីឡូទីម៉ានកាលនេះទី12ចាចាប់ទី11ចូលទី12ខ្ញុំទទួលបាន
So when she was in high school when she was in year 12, the last grade of high school, she was accepted into our scholarship program. And then she started receiving rice 50 kilograms per month. So, and it was a very happy moment for the whole family because not only her getting the study materials and support, but the whole family benefited from the rice support as well.
ពេលហ្នឹងមិនត្រឹមតែធ្វើគ្រួសាររបស់ខ្ញុំជួយគ្រួសាររបស់ខ្ញុំទេប៉ុន្តែគាត់ជួយរហូតដល់យាយរបស់ខ្ញុំដែលគាត់អត់មានអង្គហូបដូចគ្នា
So it benefited to her grandmother as well, not just her direct family, but also to her grandmother who didn't have a rice to eat.
រហូតដល់ខ្ញុំមករៀននៅសាកលវិទ្យាល័យខ្ញុំក៏នៅតែទទួលបាននៅអង្គអានឹងគឺជាអំណោយមួយដ៏សំខាន់ទៀតសម្រាប់នាងខ្ញុំដែលធ្វើឲ្យនាងខ្ញុំបន្តដែលធ្វើឲ្យនាងខ្ញុំគ្រួសាររបស់នាងខ្ញុំជួយលក្ខណៈថា ដោះស្រាយចំនួនខ្ញុំមួយទៀតដែលទទួលបានបង្កនៅសាកលវិទ្យាល័យ
Yes, and then she also passed to study at university under the support from our Catalyst project and continue to receive right support, which is again very helpful, very important to her and her family, as it helped her reduce the burden of her family in supporting her survival while in university.
អង្គអាចមិនត្រឹមតែជួយខ្ញុំប៉ុណ្ណឹងទេហើយខ្ញុំអាចចែកម្លែកដល់បងអូនស្រីរបស់ខ្ញុំម្នាក់ទៀតដែលគាត់មកបន្តសិក្សានៅសាកលវិទ្យាល័យដូចនាងខ្ញុំដែរដែលនេះជាចំណែកមួយដែលជួយកាត់បន្ថយចេញពីគ្រួសាររបស់ខ្ញុំមួយទៀតកុំឲ្យកើតព្រួយបារម្ភថាកូនពេលឡើងមករៀននៅសាកលវិទ្យាល័យអត់មានឬមកកើតព្រួយបារម្ភខ្លាចអត់កូនអត់ប្រពន្ធរៀននៅសាកលវិទ្យាល័យទៀត
So she doesn't just eat the rice, eat all the rice alone, but she shares some to her younger sister, who also just comes to study at the university in town, and that helps her parents, her family, not to worry about their daily survival or daily expenses, since both of them can share the rice and continue their study.
ជាចុងក្រោយនាងខ្ញុំក៏អរគុណចំពោះការ support អង្គរបស់នាងខ្ញុំពីវិទ្យាល័យរហូតដល់សាកលវិទ្យាល័យ
So finally, she would like to thank everyone for supporting rice and to her since year 12 until now. So next, we are going to have the last scholar to share about her life in English. Give the background.
So now I would like to say good afternoon to the founders and everyone. My name is Tina. I'm 23 years old, and I'm from Sodikum district and Siem Reap province, Laos. And and nowadays I'm studying at Betreuung University, and my major is English literature. And now I would like to tell you about my life during high school and these days. Before I received the gate, because I have received I got 2 scholarship. The first is GATE scholarship, GATE program, and the second is the Catalyst program. But I got the GATE program when I was in high school, and I've got it when I was in grade 11. And before I received the right support, my family was really difficult because in that time my older sister she has to work hard. She has to work hard and for paying my tuitions, because I have to pay for my study before the Bakduk exam. And
high school exam.
Yeah, high school exam. She works around 8 to 9 hours a day, but she didn't get any high salary. And I forgot to tell you that both of my parents passed away. And
and my mother passed away when I was 6 years old, and my father also has gone several months ago. And during my high school life, my father was very old and he didn't do anything like my sister did to me because he was too old, and even though walked to the rice field because the rice field was too far from my home, and I have only one way that I had to study hard and find out my dream. And for the right support, it was really meaningful for me because I can, because I have to tell you another reason that I received the Catalyst program, that I found this program through teacher TBC, that after I finished my high school, I also joined the scholarship program at Bayon Pastry School for 1 year, and also I have an experience as a baker for 1 year as well. And after that, I found a Catalyst program through teacher TBC, and in that time, I really know that I can help myself to achieve my dream through the Catalyst program, because I can join the university life. And the right support was is really helpful for me because it can reduce my daily daily expenses, and I also share my leftover rice to my older sister, and when I can't finish it all, and a few of my older sister are very poor, and they are really happy and grateful when I share them. And also my neighbors and my family, they praise me that I'm a really good child because of my strengths and my intelligence, and how special I am compared to the others, that I can help my families. And nowadays, I also have a part-time job. I work as a part-time teacher at for a private school, and I also get a little salary that I can help myself and my family. I normally send my little salary to my family every month. And after the university life, I get a lot of experience from the NGO, from the Catalyst program, because I have changed a lot. This is because of the skill training. Yeah, those knowledge I got from the such as the skill training, like
the soft skill program that the program does along, such as leadership and young panel discussion, and another related to the finance. And I'm a kind of child that got much discrimination from other people, but I think I can prove them wrong one day when I got success, and I hope I will be successful. And in the future, I want to become a good teacher, and I'm a businesswoman as well, because I have an experience as a baker of the bakery and pastry. So I really hope that, and I have nothing to say besides thank you to the funders, my families, my teachers, and myself. So that's all for my speech. Thank you so much.
They're incredibly brave, courageous. They've been working their whole lives since they were small. They get up really early every day, and they keep working until night every day. Yeah, we're very proud of them. They're incredible. They're just so inspiring. It's so inspiring to work with these beautiful young people. So the next part of our sorry, the next part of our journey to visit the scholars, we'll get them to show you around the residence where they stay, which is such an important part of support for them, because they don't have to think about anything much except study. Of course, they have part-time work if they want, but so that's the plan, is to show you around. So I think we might have to do some technical switch to phone or something, so we can move around the house comfortably.
We have the phone there.
Yeah.
If they have questions.
Yeah. If there are any further questions, we can take them at this point as well, otherwise, we'll continue. Okay, I think we'll just continue on the journey then. Okay.
Okay. Beside your.
We're just going to switch over to another gadget.
Yes.
The phone gadget.
Okay, so we will have a mobile device to show you around. Two of our students will show you around. Macet ni, naik macet ni.
And if this is going to
I was muted. Sorry.
This is a computer room for the typing assignment or do CV for apply to job or do everything, research and do assignment.
Okay, this is their computer room. Yes. Can you hear us? Tenatir Liza.
We have a medicine for when the students are sick, we can use the medicine as here. We have vitamin for have her health their health too. And other medicine and care.
So this is first aid box.
Yes. Here is the book for help a student when they stress. They can read the book for relax and do assignment also. This is also computer that move from residential in Syria.
We used to have 2 residences, but last month we moved into one because the contract ended and they increased the price, so we couldn't afford. That's why we moved them all to one house, one resident. Some books. I got more University life.
We have a university life from Brother Darali.
Office for Anglais. Mostly in Khmer.
Mostly in Khmer and some in English.
Okay.
And this is a room for the student, and this room for 3 people.
Okay, 3 people in this room. Okay. So this is where they
I think it's
live together. Comfortable.
Comfortable for the student. It's enough for 3 people, I think.
Okay. Từ ra cho kén. Từ.
Here is the bathroom and the kitchen.
Bathroom bạch chỗ đi.
For the kitchen, we prepare already for make a group, a small group. We have some food, rice.
Okay. So they usually eat in a small group. So the rice is cooked.
Yeah. And they have many groups because we made a small group for it. And this is a place for putting our clothes.
Okay. So this house, there is what is it? Ground floor and the first floor, 2 floors. So this is the first floor. The first floor there are 3 rooms, right? Okay.
This is another room. We call number 2.
Number 2. Room number 2.
It looks comfortable.
Okay, this is comfortable.
This is the mirror.
Oh, a small mirror here. Okay. Yeah.
Looks good.
Yes. Okay, so there are 3 rooms, and basically you get the idea of the room. They share between 3 or 4 people, and this is their rice bag here. Their 50 kilogram rice. Okay. And yes, we will show you. Okay, and they also have this water filtration to use water filtration.
We have like a space for the student study. When she's stressed in the room, she can sit here and relax.
Okay, sit here and relax.
Because the front of yard is more beautiful.
Yes, more beautiful. Yeah. And there's a hotel next door. Okay. So we are going back downstairs.
And for the downstairs, we have water refill also.
Okay, we have, yes, water filtration here as well. So, eating time. Nhanh nhỉ? Oh, typical Khmer food here. Kind of fermented fish mixed with egg. Fried morning glory. Yes. I think this is the end of the tour. If you have question, oh, we have two big rooms downstairs. Bao phường nè. So two big rooms downstairs and 3 small rooms upstairs.
For the downstairs, we have 2 rooms, but for this room is for people.
For people, okay. Okay. Thank you. I think this is the end of the tour. If you have questions, please. Glenn.
You said questions about the catalyst for this part of the journey.
Chẳng fly vậy.
Yeah, they're basically very sharing culture. So everything is basically shared. They cook together, they put into all of their food, their rice, support, all goes together. So they share. They're very caring with each other. So yeah, they're just very kind and caring people. That's their nature. Yeah, thanks, Sydney. On different levels, Guido, like you can say that the country is like it's developing in terms of infrastructure, good highways, good roads, good bridges. You know, this is kind of how these kind of countries work. They first of all they want to build infrastructure, and so you know people benefit from contracts and things like that, right? So and then they assume this dribble down effect. You know, it's like this macroeconomic idea. You know, that the smallest people will get somehow benefited by the overall development of the country. So yes, I'd say at the kind of very lowest level, the economic development is still very challenging, and that's why you know we in all our projects step in to fill gaps. You know, these are gaps. These are not being covered by the government. These are people who are kind of expected to, you know, reach out and take hold of their own lives and take advantage of the developing opportunities. We can see that once we get the kids through to university, that you know there are jobs available. So at that level, it's much better. But at the right down the bottom in the primary school and the lower secondary school, etc., it's very challenging because teachers only get paid small salaries, so they charge the students, right? So charging students means that poor people can't really access education equally or fairly. So in that situation, you know, the development is very skewed. But there are things that are developing here. But I guess that's the other side of it, is that there's no overriding kind of economic program which is aimed at getting the lowest, you know, the people at the bottom of the pile, bringing them up. It's actually a kind of like a down from the top idea, macroeconomic idea. So you can say on that level it's slow, but you know there are other things that are moving quickly as well. So in terms of job availability, but if we look at this program, building capability, even in the students that we have, in the hundreds of students and the thousands of students we put through high school, right? And then hundreds that we put through university and into various tertiary trainings. This human resource development is extraordinary. You know, like if you get one kid out of this group, they've got so much fire in the belly, you know, that they really want to change things for themselves first and then for others. They're really caring and they really want to pass forward, you know, whatever they've received. They're grateful, deeply grateful for what they get, and they really want to change their society. And, you know, our soft skills, where we give them access to panelists who are national level professionals, successful national level professionals who may have also come from a challenging background. It really makes a big difference to them to have the access to that. And I think in future we're going to see a lot of these young people that we've been giving, you know, really intense kind of working on them very intensely, giving them every opportunity. They're going to change things in this country, but yes, it will take time. By the government over quite a long time. It used to be like $100 a month, but now it's more like 260 or something. What is it? More than 300 plus receiving before any kind of significant change in their salaries, which stayed stable for like decades. And then now in the last decade, you can say that it's been shifting upward. So that's a definite positive, but still in the schools, we find the demand for tuition money is still creating this kind of skewed situation where children from poor families can't afford to pay that kind of money. They need to get tuition, especially when you get to year 12, you need tuition in 3 or 4 subjects, and that's $15 a month. And we give them like $25 a month toward that. So, you know, it just doesn't add up. You know, even with our help, they still have to focus on a few subjects. So we help them to focus on, you know, subjects accordingly. And so far, it's you know, they're doing well. They're passing year 12. They're passing university. I don't think we've had a single failure out of like, you know, more than you know, 300 students, you know, failure at university level, which I think is pretty damn extraordinary. Yeah. Kind of response really in a sense, because, you know, you look at a whole nation which has gone through, you know, the Khmer Rouge and then consecutive kind of civil wars, and then hardly got into by the early 2000s, they still had like a kind of argument. You know, you can say the political situation is still not stable. Even when we go to that point. So there's been a lot of national trauma, you know, there's a group trauma scenario, and I don't personally know a lot about it, but I do know that there have been groups, of course, seeing the situation as it is, that come into Cambodia, foreign groups of psychologists. We send our own counselors. We have we look after, support a care shelter for children, survivors of rape and trafficking and domestic violence, and most of them are children. And so we have our own counselors in those scenarios, and we were the first to bring a qualified psychological counselors into the shelter environment in the country. 2005 we started. We've been supporting that program since then. It's like a long time as well. So there are resources, but I would say, you know, reference to psychologists and psychology is also something which is not a developed idea in socially, culturally. You know, they tend to rely on themselves as their own kind of resources. We have a counselor in our in this program, right? So every one of our youth goes to talk to the counselor, and they bear their everything right to the counselor. They talk about whatever's going on for them, and get some very robust emotional scenario about how their life is running. But I'd say on a national level, it's not really moved much. There's not like, clinical psychologists available for people, if they could afford it, right? How are you going to afford that? You need basically kind of like a national plan, and there's no plan by the government to, if you don't have primary schools running properly, if you're not able to deliver the same level of quality of education to all the children, that's the first thing you should do. They spend 2% of their GDP on education when it should be 6%. And this is, through consecutive decades. This has been happening for decades. So, there's still very little attention paid to that kind of scenario, Guido, I would say. And we're looking at another generation and some more decades before this kind of works itself to another level. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So lovely to meet you all. Very kind. And to be working together.
One other question, if that's fine, or you just wanted to finish? Sorry.
Yeah. Like I said, Buddhist Global Relief has basically been our almost, total funder of rice support since we began 2008, 2009, working together. We started working together on an integrated rural development program, and then gradually added our scholarship programs and rice support as we went. So it's a very special connection. Okay, Raxmay? Oh, is there a question?
Carla has a question.
Okay, I'm ready. Sorry. Carla?
Sorry. Yeah, I was just wondering, and sorry if I missed it, if you already mentioned something about this. So I think one of the biggest challenge for young women regarding their education and path is the family planning or early family planning. So is there any provision of reproductive rights, education, or information attached to your program?
Raxmay, can you talk to that?
How is that handled?
Talk about that, because she's her and Pisay are basically they're the implementers, really. So let her talk about that.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay. Yes, actually, we have provided a soft skill on women's reproductive health and hygiene during their period, and we invited the alumni, our former Catalyst student who studied nursing and who is now working at the health center. We invited them to share with our scholars here, both in Phnom Penh and Siem Reap. So yes, they have received basic education on that. Yes.
Can you say something about violence in families, male violence? Yeah, there is a women crisis center in Cambodia. I don't know if you work for them or so, but yeah.
They are actually one of our partners. We have been partnering with them since 2005. First started in Ban Tie Mien Chai province. We help, we support them in terms of counselor, reintegration, and now included legal assistance as well. So yes, but only in Ban Tie Mien Chai province. And we also partnered them for our GATE scholarship project, giving scholarship to high school or below high school students. So they have been our partners for a long time. Do you have a question for our students?
I don't have a question, but I would like to take this opportunity again to say thank you. I'm deeply inspired by your whole work, and I wish I would have been as brave as these young ladies at this age and be such inspiring role models for a whole society. And it's honestly, it's very deep impression on me, and I'm very thankful to share this moment, and that they were open up their hearts to us, and they know none of us. We're just watching and being impressed, and want to say thank you for that.
Thank you, Olivia.
We'll be very happy to continue working and keeping in touch, and may the benefit spread through all the 10 directions and the 3 times of the tremendous merit from this kind of work. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and we'll see us again. Thank you.
When I rise, let me rise
Yes, sweet.
like a joyful
Okay.
and when I
Goodbye.
fall, let me fall
Bye.
like
Bye bye. Goodbye.
a graceful
Goodbye.
without regret.
Okay.
When I rise, let me rise like a bird, joyful.
Thanks for living that.
And when I fall,
Finally, we would like to say thank you for your support, and I wish you good health and success in your career. Thank you for
Bye.
everything.
without
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks. Bye.
Okay. Are you planning to shut it down? Shut it. Okay, everything down.
Lay down my burden. Lay down my burden. Lay down my burden. Dry all my tears. Dry my tears.
Thank you so much for your time. So we are leaving now. All the very
Dry
good
all my
to you.
tears.
Yes.
Dry my
Thank you.
tears. Dry all my tears. When I rise, let me rise like a bird, joyfully. And when I fall,